Thank you, Maya. Is it on?
It's on.
Is it? Good. Thank you, Maya. You already gave the news. Successful conference, an excellent day. I was sharing with President Ghani now that most of the ministers, the heads of the delegations present here today, at the end of the day were telling me, well, this is the success story, this is the good part of our work when we see things working. And you don't necessarily associate that with Afghanistan in the recent years. So indeed, we've had an excellent day. 75 partner countries from around the world, 25 international organizations and agencies, including Secretary General of the United Nations, Ban Ki-moon, Secretary Kerry, and many foreign ministers, both from EU countries and from very far away. And obviously, a very strong leadership and presence of our Afghan friends. I would like to personally thank, and it's not a formal thank you, President Ghani, Chief Executive Abdullah, all the team of the National Unity Government, the ministers that co-hosted with us and co-organized with us and co-prepared with us this conference. So if this conference has been today a success, today and yesterday a success, is thanks to an excellent teamwork that in itself has proven to be a very positive result of this conference, and that will continue from tomorrow onwards. Let me say immediately that the conference expressed impressive international commitment to support Afghanistan. Some were skeptical, some were saying we're going to face a donor's fatigue, an Afghanistan fatigue. After 15 years, the international community is tired. I have to tell you, in the last 2 years, after the London conference, many were even saying, why are you organizing this conference in Brussels? It's going to be difficult to mobilize the international community again. And here we are today, being able to announce that the international community, all the countries and organizations present here today, committed, pledged for the period 2017-2020, a total amount of $15.2 billion US dollars, which is an amount of money that is exceeding our most rosy pictures of even yesterday. That I say this for the Brussels-based colleagues, that means 13.6 billion euros. Out of this amount of money, I'm proud to announce that the European Union, together with its member states, is the first donor of all, with 5 billion euros, which makes 5.6 billion US dollars. So we have reasons to, well, you have reasons to go back home with good news to tell. We have reasons to share with all our friends in the world and in Afghanistan and in the region the good news that is that the international community is firmly and in a very consistent way, in a very determined way, at the side of Afghan people, starting from Afghan women, Afghan youth, because we know very well that investing in Afghanistan, in the Afghan people, and in the strength and the wisdom of the Afghan people is a way of investing in international stability and in our own present and future. So support continues at extraordinary levels. I have talked about a new international and regional deal on Afghanistan. We also count on a new internal deal in Afghanistan. And here I would like to recognize the leadership of President Ghani, Chief Executive Abdullah, and the entire National Unity Government that I have no doubt will manage to build on this extraordinary support of the international community to give Afghanistan the institutional stability and strength based on democracy and on the constitution of the country that the country deserves. Many around the table today mentioned this very clearly. The international community sees no alternatives to a strong, united, determined, cohesive and inclusive national unity government that manages to bring forward the reforms that it has envisaged for the country, and that with this international support it can really realize. I might mention many different issues we discussed today. I will leave it either for the questions or for the for sure wise words that President Ghani will mention. I will just mention one point that among the key elements that will be there for our common work from tomorrow onwards in Kabul, in Brussels, everywhere in the world, we know very well that security is a key factor. We know also that security is not only a matter of security forces, it is also a matter of security forces. And we, as European Union, are and will continue to be at the side of the Afghan security forces, especially with our training mission. But it's also a matter of politics. Security also depends on strong democratic institutions, inclusive processes, and meaningful peace processes. Security only exists in Afghanistan if it is for all other countries in the region, and security exists in Afghanistan only if all other countries in the region create the conditions for it. So let me share with you something I hinted at this morning. In these days, yesterday evening, having organized a meeting together with President Ghani, with Chief Executive Abdullah, with the Foreign Minister Rabbani, with some key players of the international arena, Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, Secretary Kerry, and some key regional actors such as India, Pakistan, or China. And today, during our work, I have seen clearly that there is space for a common basis for regional political support to the political peace and reconciliation process in Afghanistan. Regional support for an Afghan-led and Afghan-owned peace process that would be inclusive, based on democracy and in respect of Afghan constitution, as well as a common understanding that negotiations with the Taliban will be needed on the basis of these principles. The European Union, together with our Afghan friends, will build on this new window of hope, I could say, also on the political side, on this emerging regional consensus that we clearly saw last night in this meeting I organized and today during the day. So let me say it has been an extremely successful financial support exercise, an extremely successful pledging conference, but it has also been a very successful political conference, I believe, to inject new energy in what we need for the future of Afghanistan, that is support to the work you're doing, Mr. President, together with all your team, together with Chief Executive Abdullah, and again, making sure that this stays a priority, not only for you, not only for the region, with the consistency that we expect from the region, but also for the entire international community. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, President.